Welcome back to Tampa Stadium for the 4th annual U.S. Hot Rod Association Super Bowl of Motorsports, officially sanctioned by the United States Hot Rod Association. And the kids are out, the families are out here tonight, and they are here for one thing, Margot.
And that's to wear their winter coats one night this year.
Nope, they're out to see Bigfoot, the world's most famous monster truck, attempt to set a new world record. Now, he set a world record at the Pontiac Showdown in January of 70 feet. Let's take a look back at that record set in Pontiac. Again, he's got to beat 56, and here's the second run. The crowd standing again. A little more speed this time. He hits it, and he's further. It looks like we may have a new world record. The crowd applauding.
We saw the cone that time, Larry. I think for sure
Way past it. He made 70 feet, a new world record for a monster truck jump. Flying through the air and landing 70 feet past his launch. Incredible. Bigfoot. Bounces and comes down hard. Look at him throwing him, throws him forward against the steering wheel. That takes a lot of talent to be able to do that, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jim Kramer, one of the best in the world. Some would argue the best monster truck driver. Bigfoot. He has got a 160-foot start, Margot, instead of the 200 feet he had in Pontiac. Here's the first jump, the first attempt by Kramer. Hits a launch into a stratosphere, almost goes over to the left, almost falls off the car.
And even with this truck being specially built to jump, it's 10 foot 6 inches wide, 10 foot 6 inches tall. It's a square-built truck like a square-bore engine.
No question about it. Let's see what he did. The first leap for Bigfoot, only 160 feet to launch. Rather than 200 feet, he makes a 63-foot run. Not bad for the first time. Watch him land. Now watch him almost go to the left on his head. Whoa. Bob Chandler, the man who built Bigfoot, is continually making modifications to the machines. There's a close-up look at Kramer.
It's hard to believe that Bigfoot started out in 1973 while Bob was working on his family vehicle, just doing modifications to it.
Bob and Marilyn Chandler. Here's the second run for Kramer. Let's see what he can do. Front on look at it. He gets up in the air and slams down to the ground. A 7 or 8 on the Richter scale. He came down further. I think we may possibly have a new world record. We'll take a look back in slow motion while the judges compute the distance. For Jim Kramer, let's take a look at it. Here's the second run. He has tied the world record. 70 feet flat. Look at that. Looks like the Discovery launching into the stratosphere. Another look from ground level, head on. Watch the height, Margot. But I think there may be a little bit of a problem. You look underneath there, it looks like something is coming out of that front housing. And I don't think that is supposed to be happening. Let's take a look. He landed awfully hard. No. Looks like 90-weight gear lube, Margot.
Ooh, and my mother always told me never to drink 9-weight gear lube from strangers.
I think that may do it for Bigfoot. He tied his world record of 70 feet, a 70-foot jump.
And that was 70 big feet.
Welcome back to Tampa Stadium in the 4th annual U.S. Hot Rod Association Super Bowl of Motorsports. Larry Huffman and Margot King calling the action, and these are the monster trucks, and this is Aces High.
Driven by Jake Hingy out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's really one of the most glamorous show trucks on the circuit. It was originally built as a wheel-standing monster truck. It's got the counterweights that a place for that underneath the truck. He's got that disconnected right now for this type of competition, but really a work of art.
But it's a 72 Chevy El Camino. He's going up against Barry Packard, Lil Bear Foot, an 82 Chevy S10. So you got a pair of Chevys about a decade apart. And 72 Chevy El Camino and a 82 Chevy S10, and something has happened because Aces High, it looks like he has jumped the gun. I did not see the green light come up there. Anyway, this is Lil Bear Foot in the middle of this fracas going over the car.
But it looks like Lil Bear Foot has almost made up that lost time because his first obstacle were the cars that were already crushed by Bigfoot earlier.
Okay, that is Aces High, and there is Lil Bear Foot, a pair of Chevys. Aces High makes his way through. But something went wrong, and we had a false start there for Aces High. Makes his way off the track. And here is Lil Bear Foot slowly, very carefully, Packard wending his way off those vehicles. Margot, that's dangerous.
He's in a very vulnerable position right now. It's a little top-heavy in that particular truck, and he's got to be careful.
We got the word from our check director, Jim Harris. Aces high, jumped the gun. The lights from the stadium apparently reflected off the Christmas tree. Jake saw green, and the winner is Lil Bear Foot.
I bet he's seeing red now, though.
Let's take a look back at Lil Bear Foot. Barry Packard, the 82 Chevy S10. Comes up on his first run over the cars. Packard looking out the side, checking things out. Can't look out the windshield's too high up.
Real advantage. You can see how he's almost got a smooth ride across those crushed cars.
Well, he got a smooth ride in the first round. Here we go now to the Lōn Ranger versus the Giant. This is the Lōn Ranger. Gary Bauer. It's a Ford Ranger out of Vienna, Ohio. 13,500 pounds. Going up against the Giant, Kirk Dabney, an 86 Ford long bed, 20,000 pounds. 7,500 pounds more. 6,500 pounds more. The battle of the Fords. The Giant is 6,500 pounds heavier.
They use 5-ton military planetaries to drive these monster trucks. There are no blueprints for these vehicles.
Nope.
They're all custom built. They all start from scratch with just whatever their own imagination and high-tech knowledge can put together.
And they are literally hand-built, no question about it. There's the Lōn Ranger. Gary Bauer out of Vienna, Ohio, and there's the green flag launching off the line. The Giant up and over. And the Lōn Ranger coming around and stops. Something's wrong.
But the Giant just passes him by, but
That's
doesn't
right.
give the Giant a great angle to approach those cars from, and it's posing a bit of a problem, but he's handling pretty well.
I don't know what happened. Something happened with the Lōn Ranger, and the Giant is heading for the checkered flag. And he has just about wrapped this one up. There's the Giant. What happened to the Lōn Ranger? He gets out of the vehicle. The driver, Gary Bauer, apparently the transfer case came out of gear. He had to get out and put it back in place. What a tough break, Margot. That's a freak accident or a freak mishap.
That's right. It eats up valuable time, and he's just hoping he can get that back to his semi out in the parking lot.
So apparently the Lōn Ranger is out of the competition, and the winner is the Giant. And Kirk Dabney and the Duraliner Giant taking the victory.
Well, the Lōn Ranger is going to show us that, yes, he can get through these obstacles. He's just got to get in gear first.
And there he goes. He makes it through, but he's down by quite a distance when that transfer case popped out of gear. So Kirk Dabney, one more time, the Duraliner Giant. Not getting a whole lot of air. Wants to keep the power down on top of those cars so he can get through them as fast as possible. Notice the drivers always look out the driver's side window. They can't see out the front. And he almost went over. Coming up next, this is Samson. Don Maples, the owner-driver out of Huntsville, Alabama. It's an 85 Chevy Silverado with a big 513 cubic inch Chevy engine. Has a hydraulic tilt front end and a turbo 400 transmission. He is going up against the world's largest Jeep. This is Hot Stuff, owned and driven by Jeff Boehner. And there's Boehner, and he's got the Rebel helmet there at Samson. Don Maples, check that. That is Don Maples with the Rebel helmet. There is Boehner, Jeff Boehner's Hot Stuff.
One of the few drivers that literally sold everything he owned in order to build this Jeep. And at least the bank doesn't own it, he says.
It's an 86 Jeep CJ7. The body has been widened by 15 inches. Going up against the pickup of Samson. Here it is, the world's largest Jeep, close to us, and Samson, the pickup on the other side, the big Chevy Silverado. Here we go. Silverado gets the gate, and here comes the Jeep. Look at this guy, coming through like the Israeli army. Wow!
Samson weighs a lot more. He doesn't have the speed that Hot Stuff has.
And Hot Stuff with a real wide wheelbase can get around here without fear of toppling over so easy. But he's got a problem, and here goes Samson.
Samson lumbers over the cars, but hey.
Like a 400-pound gorilla, he goes wherever he wants to.
Consistency pays off.
Whoa, I'm telling you. And it looks like Samson has won it, and there's some kind of a problem out there. What happened? Uh-oh. They are checking out the rear steering on Hot Stuff. Take a look back at Samson. He looked so slow in the beginning, and Hot Stuff was going for it, and all of a sudden, Hot Stuff started. We'll check with Jim Harris, our tech director. And the word we have is one of the $2 solenoids on the rear wheels went out, and he's out of it. Tough break. Still to come, the monster truck versus the monster tank. Welcome back to Tampa Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the U.S. Hot Rod Association Super Bowl of Motorsports. And this is the Duraliner Giants. Duraliner builds truck liners. And they're out here, Kirk Dabney and his brother Kevin both build and drive monster trucks. It started, Margot, as a publicity stunt for their machine shop, and it blossomed and mushroomed into a family business.
And now they're trying to get the opportunity to race against the Virginia Beach Beast, the tank truck.
The tank, that's going to be interesting. This is Lil Bear Foot, Barry Packard of North Conway, New Hampshire. Now, Barry got interested in monster trucks by watching him compete locally while he was in high school. Now he does it for a living, and he's good. Make no mistake about it.
And don't be fooled by this small body S10 Lil Bear Foot body, because underneath the hood, we've got a 454 board to 460 big block powerhouse.
Okay, there's Lil Bear Foot getting up and over the cars. They've been flattened quite a bit. Duraliner Giant in red, Lil Bear Foot in blue. They come around the turn. This is a crucial part.
Packer's got some time to make up, but he's got the inside line, but that doesn't necessarily give you a great angle to hit the cars from.
Okay, there's Lil Bear Foot, Barry Packard out of New Hampshire. They are neck and neck, handlebar to handlebar. Look at this. They head for the checkered flag. It is the Lil Bear Foot machine. Oh, the crowd likes that. Barry Packard beats the Duraliner Giants.
But the best monster truck race we've seen tonight.
Yes, the closest. There's a look at it. Look at the light show on the front grille of that Barefoot Chevrolet. Up and over, and no problems at all for Packard. Well, Margot, I would say he did a masterful job of keeping that machine from going over on its nose.
He was teetering on the edge, but he just kept his foot in it and kept rolling.
This is Samson coming up now. Don Maples driving Samson. Let's see what happens on this one. And there is Samson. The Confederate flag painted proudly on this man's helmet. He goes up against Lil Bear Foot.
And I hope he put plenty of fuel in his truck, because he's got a few laps here tonight.
Here we go. He's got the experience right off the course, and Lil Bear Foot takes the hole shot, moves out in front. Now, Samson had problems hitting his car straight in the first round. The winner of this run will be the overall monster truck winner and will face the Virginia Beach Beast tank truck. They stop momentarily. Barefoot does. Come back around. Barefoot, the smoke is coming up the engine. Marble, he's heating up.
He might be heating up because he has put a lot of heat on the racetrack tonight.
Look at this. Look at this. They're all over the truck, and it is Barefoot. Barefoot comes across the line first. The Duraliner, the Samson machine. Check that out. The Samson machine finishing second.
Both of those trucks doing a little bit of smoking.
Yep, they both are. There's no question about it.
The Lil Bear Foot, again, having the advantage. He's lighter, got a lot of horsepower, and he's not quite as tall as Samson, so he's got a little bit more maneuverability.
There is Jim Harris, our tech director, calling out for the Virginia Beach Beast. Now watch the reaction of the crowd. This thing is awesome. Oh, he gets on the trucks like a Krishna on an airport traveler. I'm telling you, Donny Kessel out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's a World War II M4 tank running a 454 Chevy supercharged engine with two Predators.
And weighs in at a mere 21,000 pounds.
He's going to take on Lil Bear Foot. Flames were coming out of the headers on that last run. Could be a problem with the engine.
Doesn't look to be too upset right now, and there's no smoke, at least while he's idling.
I mean, this thing is awesome. If you've not seen this before, get ready for an incredible race. The Virginia Beach Beast. It's a Chevy Blazer body welded onto a World War II tank.
And the engine, it's mounted in the rear, because tank tracks are driven from the front.
The Mike Tyson of monster trucks there on the far side, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go. Virginia Beach Beast against Lil Bear Foot. They are head-to-head as they head over the cars. The problem, the tank Margo goes right through the cars.
Ushra doesn't get a lot of air, and he's got a lot of maneuverability on those turns.
That's right, because of the tank treads. Now listen to the crowd. They love it. And look at this. The Beast is already over the cars halfway through. Oh, Lil Bear Foot bouncing all over the place. But it's the Virginia Beach Beast. And don't try to say that fast, folks. Taking home the bacon.
Lil Bear Foot tiptoeing over the last cars again. He's had a little problem tonight, lining his truck up properly to get a really good run over the crushed cars.
You know, that's a good way of putting it, Margo. Tiptoeing over those cars, and Donny Kessel is already off the out of the machine, out of the Virginia Beach Beast.
Not rubbing it in, is he?
No, not at all, not at all. Where's dinner? There's a look back. Now watch the awesome power of this World War II tank. Look at that, up in the air and slamming down. Margo on her way down to talk to the loser, Barry Packard. I'll be talking to the winner, Donny Kessel. Let's go down to Margo King on the field in Barry Packard. Margo?
Barry Packard put Lil Bear Foot through the paces and took a victory over the monster trucks. Barry, you've been in this sport 9 months now. Have you changed your impression of the glamour of racing monster trucks?
Yes, I have, Margo. It's a lot of work to these trucks. It's 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day, every week. But a night like tonight makes it all worthwhile.
Now, are the obstacle courses more difficult, or you're having to beef up the undercarriage of your truck?
Well, the truck handles it good. It gets into a little more tricky driving when you come into these corners and you got two 12, 14,000-pound trucks coming head-on at each other. It can get a little scary out there.
What are you going to do to beef up your truck and win over these tank trucks?
Oh, I don't know. They're pretty fast. They're pretty tough to beat, but they can be beaten. They have been beaten. So, well, it's kind of, I think it's just a little luck of the draw.
Barry Packard took Lil Bear Foot to victory tonight.
Well, he came, he saw, and he conquered. Donny Kessel, the driver of the Virginia Beach Beast. The start, you had it seems like you've got something to overcome there in the start because of the weight of the machine?
Right, the weight kind of slows me down in the beginning, but when I come up to the cars, I don't let off the gas. I just keep it on. And that makes up the difference when I hit the cars. And most of the monster trucks let off.
Why?
Because when they come down, they start flopping from side to side. And when I come down, that 23,000 pounds just squats right down on the cars.
And you seem to get around the corner a little bit faster, too, than the cars.
Yeah, I don't have to turn a steering wheel. I just pull a stick 6 inches.
Must be a wild ride.
It's lovely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're back at Tampa Stadium in the 4th annual United States Hot Rod Association Super Bowl of Motorsports. Larry Huffman and Margo King, and we hope you've enjoyed tonight's event. We've had a great time bringing it to you, and of course, Bigfoot's record tying jump. It was absolutely awesome. We would like to thank Bob and Tom Cox and our friends at Ace Auto Parts. Here they are down on the field now. We're delivering parts to our participants all night long. These guys started a number of years ago on a shoestring, and they went out and they bought a truck, and they've been delivering parts all over the Tampa Bay Area. And what is the Virginia Beach Beast doing out here, Margo?
Oh, no.
Good heavens, look out! Oh, my goodness! Bob and Tom Cox are heartbroken. What a terrible... That had to be set up. I hope it was set up because they just destroyed their truck.
Or it was a cruel trick, you know.
Looks like they'll be in the market for a new Ford truck. I wonder if they deliver parts to themselves and they can rebuild that truck. Oh, what a horrible thing to do. Can we see it again? Can we take a look at that again in slow motion, the Ace Auto Parts truck? Here it is.
The sacrifice
The
of the Ace.
sacrifice. Look at this. And the crowd is wondering what's going on. That's crazy. And that's what happens when a tank takes over a small truck and runs it right down. Again, another look at it. Look at that.
Maybe the Virginia Beach Beast wants to moonlight, delivering parts.
Well, I'm telling you, they're going to have to get another truck. For sure of that. You know, it's been a wild night here at Tampa. Let's take a look back at Bigfoot's record-tying jump. Look at this. And Margo, I think a lot of the people came out here just to see that.
Definitely one of the highlights of tonight's incredible competition.
One more time in slow motion. The majority of the crowd of 70,000 came out to watch this. Look at that. You don't see that very often, folks.
an appropriate sign-off because Bigfoot is really one of the epitomes of what monster truck racing is all about.
No question about it.
Barry Packard out of Connecticut took Lil Bear Foot and slaughtered the competition against the monster truck, but then came the tank truck.
And those tank trucks are awesome. It's like a Patton rolling through France on his way to Germany. The unbelievable Virginia Beach Beast takes home the bacon. And that's what happened tonight in front of a sellout crowd at Tampa Stadium. For Margot King and all our crew, I'm Larry Huffman. Thanks for joining us.